Friends, let's today begin another new part of sexual reproduction in flowering plant. Today, let's discuss a little bit related to the Microsporangium and Microsporogenesis. Already I have spoken to you related to the anther. When a tendril section is made, we are finding how many sac? Yes, 4 sac. That is called the pollen sac. Like this. 4 sac are there. They are called what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sac are there. This is called what? Pollen sac. Pollen sac are known by another name called Microsporangium. Microsporangium. Today we will be discussing Microsporangium and then the Microsporogenesis. So first of all, let's go for the Microsporangium. See, this is the 4 sac. It has 1, 2, 3, 4. Externally, the pollen sac of the Microsporangium is covered by a layer. That layer is called the epidermis. This layer is called what? Epidermis. So epidermis gives protection. Now, this is having the same structure all throughout. So instead of taking this 4, I will be taking 1 for the explanation and it will become easy for you to understand. This is the epidermis. Epidermis. Below epidermis is the hypodermis, the common terminology. That means below hypo. So what happens? These are the cells which are lying below the epidermis. It's like this it goes. These are cells which we find in case of hypodermis. These are the condition we are getting when an anther is going to be formed, developed, or it is going towards maturation. Gradually what happens, you see, try to put a concentration here. One of the cells of the hypodermal region becomes very much prominent, active. This is called archisporial cell. Archi, A-R-C-H-E, A-R-C-H-E-S-P-O-R-I-A-L, archisporial cell. Archisporial cell is the first one or the initial, archisporial initial of the cell. It undergoes division to produce 2 types of cells. Keep in mind, because these are the concept-based things which are bound to come in the medical entrance examination in MCQ. So it forms 2 parts. One is called primary parietal cell. Other is called primary sporogenous cell. So we'll be coming to primary sporogenous cell. Let's first deal with the primary parietal cell. These undergo, both of these undergo 2 types of division. This division, 2 types of division. One is called anticlinal. Another type of division is called periclinal. See the word anti. Anticlinal. Another is what? Periclinal. Anticlinal division means opposite. Peri means parallel, towards. That is when the division takes place along the long axis. It is called periclinal division, and when it is going just opposite, it is called anticlinal division. So in this division by the archosporial cell, we are finding the occurrence of layers. Layers. These layers are called endothecium. Endothecium. Endothecium layer. Then we find middle layer. middle, middle, layer. Middle layer. Then we find tapetum. Primary sporogenous cell leads to the formation of sporogenous tissue. Sporogenous what? Tissue now. Now, definitely epidermis was there earlier. Epidermis. Epidermis gives what? Protection. And this hypodermis, what I told you, underwent development due to archosporial cell. Division of anticlinal and periclinal took. And there is the occurrence of number of layers. So you have to keep in mind those layers, and I am going to tell you some of the character of that. Endothecium falls just below the epidermis. Endothecium has U-shaped thickening of callus. U-shaped thickening of what? Callus. Which helps in dehiscence. Another word I am telling you now. Write it down. Dehiscence. Dehiscence means what? Dehiscence means bursting. Dehiscence. Dehiscence. Dehiscence means what? Bursting. So, the U-shaped thickening of callus present in the endothecium helps in dehiscence. Another character it has. Try to get it. What is it? It is hygroscopy. It is what? S-C-O-P-I-C. What is the meaning of hygroscopy? It takes water and it gives out water, and then contraction expansion takes place. So endothecium has these characters. Now let's move to the middle layer. What do we find in middle layer? Middle layer is composed of parenchymatous cell. Parenchymatous. Parenchyma. It has chlorophyll. So it can produce food. So another character you are finding, it produces food. It has parenchyma. More than that, another character it has, it is spongy. S-P-O-N-G-Y. These are the characters you are finding in case of middle layer. Now come to the tapetum. It is having binucleated or more than one nuclei, and it is maybe in a ovoid condition, having the nutritive layer or having the material in it. So the food what is needed is produced here because photosynthesis is there. Tapetum also gives the needed food material to the middle layer. Endothecium, what it does? Endothecium helps in the dehiscence. And the dehiscence takes place in the anther. And what is the name or the place where the dehiscence takes place? Write it down. Stomium. S-T-O-M-I-U-M. Stomium. In anther. Dehiscence takes place. So, let's now come to the sporogenous tissue, last one. Sporogenous tissue, when we speak about, we are going to the microsporogenesis. So sporogenesis, what happened? One of the cell, which is called microspore mother cell. Microspore mother cell. In male we call it micro. In female we will be calling it mega. Microspore mother cell or MMC undergo meiosis division. It is twice N. You have to keep in mind. Undergo meiosis division to form 4 cells. Like this. But it remain inside a layer which is having fluid. These are called tetrad. T-E-T-R-A-D. Tetrad. When it dries, these are the microspores. Microspores. When it dries, microspores comes out. Microspores are individuality or identity of microspores occurs. Microspore leads to the formation of pollen grain. See, development. Now, microsporogenesis. Microsporogenesis means genesis, means generative or development. Micro means small one, spore formation. Twice N was there, underwent meiosis, M-E-I-O-S-I-S. Formed 4 cells. One cell leads to the formation of 4 cells in meiosis. So they are now N. We have to keep in mind N. It was twice N. Microspores they are called, but they are clumped together. They remain together in a fluid condition. Another point you have to keep in mind. What happens now? When it dries up, everything opens, identity comes out. Microspores, they are now called microspores. Microspore develops into what? Pollen grains. Now when everything is matures, anther becomes dry, dehiscence occurs by the endothecium, which is by the U-shaped thickening of callus. And the spores, all the pollen grain comes out. That's all from the Microsporangium and Microsporogenesis. Thank you.